All right, so here's example 3, and we're going to find the length, or in other words, magnitude. So find the length or the magnitude of the vectors that are given to us. So here's A, and there's going to be B and C for this problem. So example 3 is going to be a little bit longer, but not much. And so here, with that, if we're going to find the magnitude, it means we're going to find our length. Now, another way to see length or magnitude is if they give you two lines on both sides of like the V itself. So it could be like this also. This means the same thing as saying find the length, find the magnitude. So with that, if you see this or you see the directions of find the length, you need to make sure you know the difference between the two or what they mean or they're the exact same thing. So if you see these lines here, the double lines on both sides, that means that we're talking about length, magnitude. So let's take a look at this problem here then. So they gave us a vector of 3, 1. So let's go ahead and draw that vector out. So this is 1 here. We have 1, 2, 3. And again, this is our x. So x, that's a y. So we go over 3, up 1. 1, sorry. Let me draw this out. Now, with this, we automatically know this side right here is 3. But on the inside, we automatically know this side right here is 1. And if we're trying to find the magnitude, the length of the vector, that means we're trying to find this side right here. Now we know it's a right angle, so we should know something that we talked about before of how to find a missing side when we have two sides of a right triangle. So does anybody remember what that is? Crickets, crickets, crickets. Right, Pythagorean theorem. So we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So right triangles, Pythagorean theorem, so on and so forth. Yeah. So here, it again doesn't matter which one's A, which one's B, but we know this part right here is C. This is your hypotenuse, so that's your C. I'll just label this as B. Now label 3 as A. Just because it goes A, B, C, A, B, C. Okay, so I'm going to put the numbers in. So we have 3 squared plus 1 squared equals the vector squared. The vector. That's one of the things somebody said something about the one of the, I think it's number 2. What's that movie with Groot in it? Not Groot, but Gru. In Despicable Me 2, there's a guy named Vector in there. He's like, I'm Vector, and I have length, I have magnitude, and I have direction. Ha 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 ha. And some of the math teachers like laughed about that because they're like, oh my gosh, that's really true as a vector. So yeah. So math actually comes back in like movies and stuff too. So vector. If you don't remember who I'm talking about, Vector's like that dude that actually stole the moon from Gru, and like he did the he wore like the orange jumpsuit type stuff. Yeah, that dude. Alright, so here we're gonna go ahead and add these up, and we're working it out. And with this, we're talking about the length of the vector. So C is that length that we're trying to find, the vector length that we're trying to find right here. So the magnitude. And so here, in order to be able to get rid of this square, we have to take the square root of both sides. Bam, bam, square root. So we have the square root of 10 on this side. And we have the vector. But what am I missing? The plus or minus, right? Because if we take the square root of a number or of an equation, that a squared equation, that means we have two answers there. But with that, because we wrote that down, I need to make sure I also give you this information. When it comes to our length, our magnitude, dang, keep breaking this dead. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Dang. I don't want to write correctly. My lord. So the length or the magnitude is always positive. So therefore, only the square root of 10 is literally the magnitude for this vector. And that's it. That wasn't hard at all. Pythagorean theorem. Okay. So the next two I'm not going to work out for you, but I'm going to give you the actual answer. Well, I'll give you the problem and I'll let you work it out and check yourself with the answer. If it doesn't make sense to you, you can ask questions and stuff in class so I can actually answer it for you. But for example, here for B, I give you -2 and 7, and we need to find the magnitude of this vector. And so here, the magnitude of this vector, once you put it in and do the triangle and all the great stuff, you'll get 53. And then for C, if you try to do the magnitude of this one, you'll get an answer of square root of 13. Oops, sorry guys, I forgot something off on this first one. There should be the square root of 53. My fault. And again, it's positive because it's a positive length. So my fault. So positive square root of 13 here and square root of 53 for this one. And again, if you need to see that one, just call me over and I'll help you out with it. But if you haven't tried it yet, try it first. Don't call me over until you tried it. All right. So that's it.